don't know if y'all seen the movie Sinners. That movie is crazy, bro. And it's a really, really, really good movie. Really good movie. You haven't checked it out yet, go check it out. But yeah, she compares Donald Trump to the vampires and sinners. I want to hear this, y'all. I want to hear this.
They were trying to dog Obama. He would wipe the floor, everybody. All of a sudden, he gets fired.
Yeah.
Then he goes on BT, does his little thing in DC. I did that.
Yep, I used to do that show.
And and I would keep in touch with him all the time on live during COVID. I'd be on him. And so he was like, "I'm going independent. I've been telling these fools to go independent." So I want to give Roland Martin a shout out for what he's done, and just to see you all following along and kicking out. I sent you a message. I said, "You watch, Joy.
Yes, indeed.
You about to kick some." I sent her a message. I said, "You gonna kick some. You watch."
I can't wait to, because I'm gonna get into that, because I had one more question, because I want to talk about the independent and kind of where media is going, and where people and how people can find you, and not only just find you, but how they can get the best and real stuff. But the U.S. dollar, there are about right now 20 to 24 countries that have already ditched the U.S. dollar. How much is America in trouble with the ditching of the U.S. dollars internationally?
Huge trouble. And this is, again, problems with context with media. They don't tell you. So Venezuela, they have the largest proven crude reserves on earth, more than Iran. Iran is number 2, they're number 1. So Saudi Arabia, they think, is number 1. They're number 3, I think, or 4. Russia has some, we have some, but the big mother lode is in Venezuela. But it's heavy crude. It's very hard to refine and very hard to turn into gasoline. So Citgo is their big company. They do supply some gas, right? But they're not the biggest. But what they and Saudi and all the others, what they actually do that helps the U.S. economy, they all trade in petrodollars. So the petrodollar is an invention that the United States came up with, I want to say during the Nixon administration, where essentially they said, if you sell your oil in dollars, and only in dollars, never put it in yen, don't put it in rubles, just do it in dollars, you sell your oil in dollars, and then you take what's called that petrodollar, and you deposit that back into the U.S. by buying U.S. bonds. That transaction of selling oil in petrodollars and then taking the proceeds and buying U.S. bonds is literally what props up our economy. No one talks about it. It's just too weird in the weeds, and people in the news media don't think about it. But that petrodollar system is keeping our economy afloat. The reason BRICS is such a risk to the United States is that they're their own little coalition. Brazil, Russia, India, China, and Saudi Arabia.
Okay.
BRICS. If BRICS ever became BRICS, y'all family country, if Nigeria, which is really playing with entering it, which is a major oil producing country.
Seventh in the world.
Seventh in the world. So let's say Nigeria gets in it. What about Somalia? Why do we care so much about Somalis? Somalia has a lot of oil too. What if Somalia were to go in it and become another S in BRICS? If these countries and the global South, and they're tied to Russia, because the R in BRICS is Russia, and the C in BRICS is China. If that global South conglomerate, it can literally challenge American dominance on the earth. And if they ever said, now we're going to trade oil in rubles or in yuan, in Chinese yuan, we're cooked. Our economy is cooked. And the reason—
So what would happen to all the people, like reserves of people's bank accounts and the value of the dollar and this?
Down. And Trump is already pushing the value of the dollar down. The value of the dollar—
How so?
Trump wants a weak dollar because it makes it cheaper to buy U.S. goods. So Trump has been doing all of these things to try to get people focused on Bitcoin and all of these other things. And also his tariffs are making the dollar go down in value, which for Americans, if you sell stuff, it's good, because if the dollar is lower, it's cheaper to buy American stuff, right? If the dollar is worth less, you can actually buy more stuff. And so Trump thinks that's going to produce this big industrial trade. It's not doing that. All that's happening is the tariffs are pissing people off, causing people to say, fuck you, we're out of here, we don't want to deal with you at all. We may actually want to just start selling stuff in Chinese yuan. And that's the big risk. China is playing a long game. They've been around for thousands of years, honey. We've been around for 250. They're like, go ahead, little baby, go ahead and keep playing with us, toddler. We're going to sit back in our Chinese Confucius way and wait for y'all empire to fall.
That's what
that's crazy.
It's true though. China has been here for the longest, bro. China has seen the most, bro. China has been here for the longest.
Victor Gao?
Yes.
Victor Gao said that to J.D. Vance's when J.D. Vance goes, these peasants, he called them peasants.
Mr.
J.D. Vance.
Oh yeah, sorry.
You called us peasants. but I'm proud to be from peasant.
Wouldn't a cheap dollar make it harder to buy? That's what I don't understand. I've been hearing this. I've been hearing this from even Trump. Trump said he literally did say that he wants he wants the value of the dollar to go down. Sounds like it'll make it easier for people to buy things. I don't understand. I'm thinking maybe he's seeing it as if other countries buying stuff from the US because it won't be as expensive to buy from the US because the cost of things will be low because the dollar will be lower. So that'll be more income coming into the US. I don't know. I really don't know, y'all. I really don't know. That's the only thing I can think about of putting it.
In fact, we went to the same law school. I went before you. Maybe you need to go back and review. And besides, China's 5,000 years old.
Come on.
You're only 200. So you're nothing compared to China. It would behoove you to, he
Baby.
Crushed them.
Mike dropped his ass.
Mike dropped his ass.
crushed him.
And the reality is, if I'm betting, who are you going to bet on? The country that's dropping $1.3 million bombs on $20,000 drones in Iran, spending, what are we spending, $1 billion a week to bomb Iran? Every single bomb we drop is $1.3 million. Every single drone Iran puts up is $20,000. So we're already in a deficit with this war. We're already
Just by
every time we drop a bomb. Trump has called Raytheon and the other big industrial military companies to come to the White House for emergency meetings to say, you need to produce more. We need more bombs because we're dropping so many and spending and wasting so much money. So we're now in the position the old Soviet Union was in. They spent themselves to death in Afghanistan. Their wars and they eventually they destroyed themselves. It wasn't Reagan that destroyed them. They destroyed themselves by fighting for 20 years in Afghanistan. We did Afghanistan for 20 years. We did Iraq for 15 years. We've now done Iran, which is now spiraling into a regional war. They're now bombing.
I mean, it's just going everywhere.
Everywhere.
Yeah.
He wants to, but Trump has had this dream of being a dictator.
Global
he wants
dictator.
to be this MacArthur. It's this grandiose thing.
Yeah.
That bomb them. He just wants. It's like he's cosplaying. He's president.
And with that, like, I'm like, wait, what is the impact in?
But didn't Obama bomb Iraq as well? Didn't he do the same thing? I guess he was just more quieter with it. He was just more like I don't want to say laid back, but he's not like out in the media with it like Trump, like, yeah, we're gonna do this, do that, we're gonna bomb. I just feel like it's the same thing, isn't it? Didn't Obama do the same thing, y'all?
The economics, because if that's happening and you're seeing that, like, what does that bleed out and look like to the average person, like the everyday person? How does that manifest?
What I would say is be very careful because our stock market.
Obama gets a pass because he a good guy supposedly, but I heard he been to that island, bruh. Hey, I've been seeing a lot of stuff about this island. Hey, crazy stuff was happening on that island. I've seen a clip where they talking about some old lady was talking about a pizza spot and she was talking to some kids and they was like, yeah, you should be scared if you was at that pizza spot. Talk about the place. I guess it was on Epstein Island, the spot, and she was like, yeah, you should be scared. Bro, I gotta find the clip, y'all. I gotta find the clip. Y'all be like, what? Like, it's real life, bro. What was happening on that island is real life. Like, they was really doing some crazy. You saw that video? Bruh. Hey. Scared to death. Scared to death.
Right now is mainly propped up by AI companies. Our economy is mainly propped up by AI companies. We've bet so big on AI. It is a bubble. Eventually that bubble is going to burst. Yeah. And the two industries that we are currently propping up in America is incarceration, the mass incarceration of immigrants. That's the new business we're in. That's the only new business we've created in the last decade other than AI. No. And we're building AI plants which are polluting our country and betting on that as the future. And the third thing is you've got these billionaires, these oligarchs who think they can eventually replace all currency globally with crypto. And so they think they can just create this crypto economy where you trade everything in blockchain and all this other bull and replace.
You know what's crazy? You know what's crazy? Y'all know back in the day before there was like dollar and like, paper currency, people probably traded with like gold and stuff like that. I guarantee there was probably people like her that was talking like, oh, these people think that trading with something, you know what I'm saying? And now that the world is getting into Bitcoin, there's people like this. Not to saying that like I'm a big Bitcoin person, but I'm just thinking about like the evolution of us, of people. You feel me? Like what if Bitcoin is the future? What if we start doing things with Bitcoin rather than using dollar, rather than using, you know what I'm saying, currencies? There was a time where we weren't even using currencies. They were trading stuff like gold and I don't know, uh salt, sugar. I don't know, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like they were just trading physical things to get things until they went to currency. So what if Bitcoin is the next step up?
All currency with that. In the end, what happens is they get to be trillionaires, and a lot of people end up poor. And so I think we are losing our empire. Our empire is fading. Donald Trump is a fading dictator who's basically running us out. He's wringing out whatever was good in this country, and he's going to turn us into a third world country. America is going to be the ghetto because of Donald John Trump. And I liken the election in 2024 to that scene in Sinners where those people were in the juke joint. And you know what the rule is when you're in a juke joint. Don't let the vampires in.
Yeah.
And these motherfuckers let the vampires in.
Yeah.
And it never goes well when you do that.
You think China is looking at this and going, wait, this is why we're going to start? Because you're seeing a big presence around Africa. You see Nigeria helping to build
Infrastructure.
Oh yeah, you know who China is in Sinners? The indigenous people. They said, we told you that there were some vampires over there, and we said they was dancing an Irish jig. If you don't want to hear it, we're out. They're waiting for everything to take place in the juke joint and just waiting to clean up the pieces. China, we are entering the great China century. China will.
I don't know why people be talking about left wing and right wing when we all know in the same club, acting like they're exactly. That's exactly how I feel. Like everybody within that government, they all are controlled by Israel or controlled by the elites who controlled by whoever. You know what I mean? Doesn't matter who's in office. They're gonna be controlled by someone. Yeah, bruh. I'm watching a show called The Night Agent right now. I'm watching a show called The Night Agent. And I think it's the second season. It has to do with like Iran. The Night Agent. I just feel like there's so much like that show right there shows how corrupt the government can be, bruh. That's a good show. If you haven't seen it yet, go check it out. The Night Agent. It just shows how corrupt the government can be. Because everybody's pointing at Trump. Bruh, it goes down. Like the corruption goes further than Trump, bruh. You seen parts of it? Hey, it's a good show. It's a good show. But the corruption goes farther than Trump. Trump is just the face. He's just the face, bruh. Like I said, these people are being controlled for sure. Yeah, I gotta check it out though. If you haven't seen it already, it's a good show.